welcome to my blog. And these 2010 cameras are really bad. I'm gonna fix that.
Alright, that's much better now. Let's get started with our EZA blog and review. Part 1. An institution trembles but does not fall. Heteronormativity institutionalizes heterosexuality as the standard for legitimate sex. According to Pilcher and Wellerland, heterosexuality must define itself through traditional goals, such as monogamy, marriage, and family. EZA showcases that heteronormativity's traditional beliefs can be questioned. The protagonist, Olive, and her perceived promiscuity, as described by Evans and Williams, is subjected to the presumption of mental illness, disreputability, and restricted social mobility. Yet she is fully aware of this. She inhibits the whore persona because she knows that she is a spectacle of what is unconventional to hetero reality. Her costuming pushes the boundaries of puritanical school dress codes, with shoulders being shown and skin-tight clothing. A sodden patch of the red letter A intertextualizes Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter, a book that Olive is studying and takes inspiration from, in which the main character, Hester, is forced to adorn a red letter A to signal to others that she is an adulteress, despite being the contrary. Rumors have implicated both Hester and Olive chooses to embrace such reference because she is also aware that the attention of her promiscuity unsettles the social environment that she is in. Yet Olive is continuously punished. We see this when Olive is targeted by Marianne's chastity club, parading signs of Bible verses and demeaning names, when she is accused of having chlamydia, and when she is sexually assaulted by Anson through a forced kiss. The latter scene was filmed with low-key lighting and no music, highlighting how assault is normalized with the male perception and entitlement for female promiscuity. It also marks a climax of the negatives associated with promiscuity. Her performance, whilst initially empowering, is inevitably crushed by heteronormative beliefs of both purity from the Chastity Club and fake claims of chlamydia and male entitlement from Anson. The idea of perceived rather than real promiscuity allows the film to dial promiscuity back, under the pretense it was all fake. Trites notes that young adult fiction often includes a lesson for the reader to learn. EZA's lesson is a more implicit heteronormative demand. Had Olive continued in the path of promiscuity, comes the implication of worse things to come. Only when she fixes things does true magical heterosexual romance arrive. Part 2. The homosexual. Brandon is a gay character that Olive agrees to pretend to have sex with in order for him to feel accepted in school. EZA actually critiques heteronormativity as having the tendency to be dangerous. In Brandon's first scene, we see him come out of the principal's office with a bloody nose. It comes an implication that he is subjected to violence for being gay. Further, Principal Gibbons can be heard saying, "I don't care who started it, just work it out." This further implies that Brandon has no support system from the heteronormative institution as a gay man. Brandon's pretend sex with Olive is also framed as survivalist, yet crudely humorous in how Brandon does not know how heterosexual sex works. In fact, Brandon's character can be seen as only focused on his homosexuality. Pilcher and Wellerland notes that gay people are only attributed to their sexuality due to a perceived sexual deviance, whereas straight people, because of social norms informed by biological functionality, are seen as normal. The contrast between Brandon and Olive's endings represent Pilcher and Wellerland's argument. Brandon runs away from his family and is seen in an intimate, dimly lit motel room with his partner and minimal clothing on both characters. This implies that gay people are willing to displace themselves for mere sexual desire rather than escaping oppression, since we don't know why Brandon leaves his family in the first place. Conversely, Olive is courted in her own family home in a bright sunny day, without any indication of sex, a scene seen as normal. Part 3. Nostalgia is one hell of a drug. We've talked about Olive's ending twice already, so let's expand on it. The ending is foreshadowed by Olive's wants of chivalry and courtship, inverse from the performance she was doing. It is such wants that come about after being subjected to bullying and transactions. Contrasting her performance are romantic vignettes of 80s movies clips. As Kelly notes, her nostalgia for a simulacrum of teenage romance cultivates attachments to a supposedly simpler time when the pressure to have sex did not complicate teen relationships. Olive, as much as she liked unsettling heteronormative traditions, also would like to settle for them. Nostalgia is also indicative of the film's underlying conservatism. As Lammers notes, nostalgia can inform beliefs of today. It is nostalgia that informs Olive of a romantic notion of heterosexuality that is untainted by sex. Part 4. Ultimately recapitulating previous discourse. I cannot lie, I still love EZA. I love having an evil redhead, but it does not topple the pillars of heteronormativity, and actually reinforces it quite a lot through its more covert ideologies. If you want some humor, it's very present and sometimes clever, especially with the Sylvia Plath oven joke. This is gonna be the end of my blog now. Until next time. See ya.